Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Haley and today I'm coming at you with kind of a different video. Many of you know that I am a huge musical theater fan, and that is really why I was so sad to hear about when Stephen Sondheim died the other week. He passed away. If you didn't know him, he was a legendary composer. He wrote Into the Woods, West Side Story, Sweeney Todd, Company, Follies, and so many others. So today I thought that I'd make a video in honor of Stephen Sondheim, and I would assign different types of writers to different types of Stephen Sondheim songs. So here's that video. I hope you enjoy. There's not really a logic besides what songs I thought fit best to these types of writers. If you have any types of writers, or if you thought that I missed out on any Stephen Sondheim songs, you can let me know in the comments down below. Last disclaimer before we get into it, these types of writers are from the NaNoWriMo blog on types of writers, different types of writers. So it's not just the plotters, plantsers, and pantsers. It's all different types based on NaNoWriMo's categorization. I thought it was pretty cool, so please enjoy. First up, we have the well-equipped writer. This writer has a magical Mary Poppins bag filled with chargers, snacks, and pens, probably has very strong opinions about the best kind of pen, and is very likely to become a municipal liaison or already is one. For this type of writer, I assigned the song Not While I'm Around from Sweeney Todd. It's the first Sweeney Todd song to kick off our list, but it's by no means the last Sweeney Todd, so be prepared. This song has Toby singing to Mrs. Lovett, warning her about Sweeney Todd because he's already figured out what Sweeney Todd does for a living, which is literally murder people. Note, I do not condone murder or baking people into pies. Please keep that to your books. Thank you. This song and Toby as a character overall would be the most prepared one, would be the most well-equipped writer because he's sneaky. He learns exactly what Mrs. Lovett and Sweeney Todd are up to, which is baking people into pies, and he's not afraid to reveal it either. He has very strong opinions about men, which I feel like would transfer very well to writing, so this is a good choice. 10 out of 10 Sondheim song, 10 out of 10 Sondheim character, 10 out of 10 Sondheim show. Next one, The Cheerleader. For this song, I did No One Is Alone from Into the Woods. The cheerleader writer type is described as being super proud of you for doing a great job, is available on a moment's notice when you need a pep talk, and is basically a real-life you're crushing it gift. Basically, they're always there to support you. They are always there for you. I chose No One Is Alone from Into the Woods because A, it's the classic Sondheim reassurance song where the baker and Cinderella are singing to Jack and Little Red Riding Hood how to carry on with their lives after Jack's mother and the baker's wife have died. I know, it's sad. Bear with me. I'm reading from my notes here. The cheerleader would also be there for you in the woods with reassurance for working on your novel and would help you through tough times, real life, or in your book. Plus, honestly, I could not include this song on the list somewhere because, in my opinion, it's one of Stephen Sondheim's most poignant songs and his best, so you can fight me on that. No One Is Alone from Into the Woods. You're a cheerleader. Also, side note, you should all watch the version with Bernadette Peters and not the Disney live-action make because A, it's Disney, 2, Bernadette Peters is amazing. Go watch her in like literally every Stephen Sondheim show there ever was or ever will be. Go watch Into the Woods. Go watch the original Into the Woods. Please. You're missing out. Next writer type up on the list is the researcher. The researcher already has everything that is going to happen in their novel planned out. They get so distracted by research that they sometimes forget to write, and they have a bullet journal to keep track of their bullet journals. Or maybe I would if I were the researcher type of writer. For this type, I assigned the song Everybody Says Don't from Anyone Can Whistle. It's probably one of also the most well-known Stephen Sondheim songs, but let's be real here, almost every Sondheim song is well-known, at least I think it is, but like theater background, hello. It's basically the character Hapgood telling Faye to go against the status quo, to go against the grain and stand up to everyone. It's a major I want or inspirational song. I do think that Hapgood would be the sort of character and the sort of writer who would make journals and just keep track of everything in his life, whether that's doing NaNoWriMo or not. Anyone Can Whistle is one of the most convoluted Sondheim shows, but this song fits this type, I think. Next up on the list is The Snacker. For this type, I chose the song A Little Priest from Sweeney Todd, and I bet you all can know why. The snacker always has the good snacks, is willing to share, has elaborate snack-based reward systems for their writing achievements, and is probably eating a snack right now while reading this. I think that A Little Priest from Sweeney Todd is a little self-explanatory here. We all know Mrs. Lovett and Sweeney Todd would be the ones bringing the snacks and baking all the pies because it is literally their job to bake pies. I mean, I guess they don't pick it as like an active career choice. It just kind of falls on them because they have to cover up for Sweeney Todd's murders in the barbershop. So kind of like a it was thrust upon them. They didn't really actively choose it, but then they did choose it because Sweeney Todd, of course, chose to murder people, and Mrs. Lovett, of course, chose to bake those people into pies. Anyways, my point here is that they would be bringing the snacks to all the NaNoWriMo events. There may or may not be people involved in those snacks. They may or may not be pies. You may or may not know where the meat in the pies came from. So for everyone attending the NaNoWriMo write-ins of Mrs. Lovett and Sweeney Todd, I'm sorry to say you will be eating people. It's a known liability. Don't at me. The easily distracted type of writer. I chose this writing type for this song, Losing My Mind, from Follies. This writing type updates their word count on the NaNoWriMo site every 50 words, has 30 documents titled Chapter 1. Definitely did not stop reading this halfway through to tweet about it. That would honestly be me. So I guess I'm losing my mind. I mainly added this song as the easily distracted type because of the title. I mean, we all know that everyone who is easily distracted is losing their mind at some point in their lives. Me, hello. So in Losing My Mind, Sally, one of the main characters, talks about how she still feels passionate about her love for Ben, even though Ben is married to Phyllis. Follies is kind of chaotic and pretty much all about people's messy lives and messy relationships. So I think that Follies as a whole, but especially this song, would fit this writing type the most. Next up is the social butterfly writing type. For this type, I chose the song Another 100 People from Company. The social butterfly writing type is at every NaNoWriMo event, may possibly possess a time turner, knows everyone's name and what their novel is about, yet also somehow super on top of their own writing, and is always the first to RSVP. Another 100 People from Company basically describes entering New York City and seeing all the people and all the tourists who live there before centering on the musical's main character, Bobby. It's sung by one of Bobby's girlfriends, Marta, who would absolutely be the social butterfly while writing because she's the super passionate one about New York City and living life and about knowing as many people as she can in New York City. And she would just be absolutely on top of everything, all the events, would want to be at everything, would want to run everything, all of it. Shout out to Marta. Never seen Company, but I've heard it's good. Next we have the problem solver writer type. For this type, I chose the song Anyone Can Whistle from, drumroll please, Anyone Can Whistle. The problem solver writer type has 15 potential solutions for that sticky point in your novel, and we'll talk through all of them with you. They're also there to troubleshoot if your personal life is causing you trouble. Should probably be an advice columnist or possibly a life coach. Anyone Can Whistle is about a woman named Faye who wants to break free of her rigid, firm lifestyle and be free. She starts that by wanting to learn how to whistle to break free from society's limits. The musical is also about this town that invents a fake miracle. It's another convoluted production, but the main reason why I'm choosing this song for the problem solver type is because Hapgood and Faye really want to solve their problems by letting go of society's restrictions, and they make real miracles happen in their town again by trying to figure out what the problem is, at least with their relationship, if not with the town, and they solve it. So they would 100% both be down to give life and writing advice based off of that. Maybe don't move to this town where there's like a corrupt mayor and the sanatorium is the only booming business in town, but hey, whatever floats your boat. Next up we have The Juggler. For this song, I chose I'm Still Here from Follies. Yes, I know I'm doing a lot of repeats here. They're just really great shows, okay? I have an incredible bias towards Follies and towards Anyone Can Whistle and towards Sweeney Todd. You all can at me in the comments. Please come for me. Please drop your favorite STEPHEN Sondsheim songs down below and I'll talk about them. I don't know, in a future video. I'll assign them to all different types of writers. The Juggler writing type comes to write-ins between work, rehearsal, school, volunteering, and might start writing another novel, has a supernatural ability to fit in writing in 10 minutes between tasks. They might actually die if Google Calendar goes down in November. I'm Still Here starts out as one of those quintessential big showstoppers, a big dramatic solo sung by Carlotta that was cut from the Weissman Follies, which is the group that everybody's a part of or used to be a part of in Follies. They've all come back to the theater where they all used to perform, and it's all getting torn down. They all have to leave and they all reminisce about their old lives and everything. But Carlotta turns this song into a story about surviving her tumultuous life, which I feel like is perfect for The Juggler. They're juggling so many different applications and writing, but they ultimately finish strong with a complete novel, and it's about pushing through and surviving and knowing that you've finished NaNoWriMo. Yay! Shout out to Carlotta. Shout out to Follies, honestly. Follies was great. Shout out to STEPHEN Sondheim. Who am I kidding? Last but most certainly not least, we have the Procrastinator. For this type, I actually couldn't decide between two songs. They are both from Sunday in the Park with George. I chose Finishing the Hat and Sunday from Sunday in the Park with George. The Procrastinator writing type will be working on their novel like right away after this other thing. That's what the blog says, okay? I didn't make this up. Very important that they spend 15 minutes picking out the right font, somehow manages to write 18,000 words on the very last day. I'm choosing both Finishing the Hat and Sunday from Sunday in the Park with George for the Procrastinator type of writer. Both songs perfectly capture what it means to be a creative person, an artist in this instance with George Surratt, or a writer in NaNoWriMo. And it's especially about the struggle to finish paintings and especially finish NaNoWriMo. I realized I included so many different songs from like the same shows here and nothing from Sunday in the Park with George, so I felt like I needed a song here to complete Sondheim's most famous songs, or at least the ones that I'm incredibly biased towards. Also, Sunday in the Park with George just captures what it means to be an artist and captures what it means to be a writer, and is just all about the push and the struggle for attaining creative brilliance, I guess. Not brilliance, but like a creative legacy, so to speak. And I feel like as writers, we're all about trying to create something that we think will be worthy of not only us, but that other people want to read. And obviously it's the same for painters. It's the same for French painters from 200, 100 years ago. So shout out to George Surratt. If you were still alive, you might be doing NaNoWriMo. And shout out to Stephen Sondheim. I'm very sad that he passed away. He was a great musical theater composer, a fantastic one, and I've been reading a lot of tribute accounts for him that have all been about him returning people's letters. He returned everyone's letters who ever wrote to him, and I'm just in shock because he was in the process of writing still so many musicals and so many shows, even though he was 91. I think that's just amazing. I think I'd like to still be writing at 91. Maybe I'll be as prolific as Stephen Sondheim. We don't know. We're not there yet. But thank you, Stephen Sondheim, and thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if there are any other musical theater composers, musicals, or shows, or even types of fictional characters that you'd like me to assign different writing types to. Who do you think would be a plotter or a plantser or a pantser? Let me know down in the comments. Let me know your favorite Sondheim show, and I will be sure to respond to all of your comments too. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and comment and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a great day. Bye, everybody. Follies is kind of chaotic and pretty much meow meow meow.